I have to tell you that my nose keeps itching. And my mother used to say that if your nose itches, that means you're going to kiss a fool. So, so I don't know if anyone wants to call Joel a fool, but my mother would because because my nose keeps itching. And I promise he's the only one I'm kissing. Welcome. Hello, I'm Margie Remmers-Davis, creator of the Fast and Easy Way to QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor certification. And welcome to our weekly live stream, which happens every Friday inside our group, the Facebook Locker Room. It's every Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern. Inside our Facebook group, free Facebook group, the QBO Gym Locker Room. Inside the locker room, we are all about hands-on practice using QuickBooks Online. Hands-on practice, hands-on practice, hands-on practice. You guys may have, if you saw the agenda email that I sent out, our copywriter came up with the phrase, practice makes profit. And I thought, oh my gosh, that is the most brilliant thing in the world. So we're going to look into trademarking that, but that's what we're doing here. Practice makes profit. So in the free Facebook group where we are doing hands-on practice for QuickBooks Online, and I think my cursor's not on. Oh, there it is. All right, so as a member of the locker room, you get our free Getting Started course. This is going to teach you how to access your free QBOA account, how to navigate around some basic terminology. You're going to get some hands-on exercise so you know the basics of QuickBooks Online, how to access the sample company, which is where we do all of our practice. Also in this group, you have access to over 100 free exercises to, again, get practice using QuickBooks Online. And you get a free exercise of the week when you join our weekly live stream, which is what we're doing right here, right now. Obviously, if you're watching this live, you know all of this stuff because you are in the Facebook group watching this right now. But for those of you who are watching us on live or on YouTube, we would love to have you join us. So one of the most common questions I get is where to find the 100 free exercises. So I always like to show that as soon as we hop on today. And when you're in the Facebook group, it looks slightly different for you guys because I'm an admin, so I'm seeing admin stuff. But you should see this featured section, okay? In the featured section, you have a link here this is where you're going to access the 100 free exercises. We're going to take a look at that a little bit later today. But what we're going to be talking about today is our exercise of the week. The exercise of the week is not only an exercise that you get as part of the live stream, but it is actually designed as a way to help you stay active in the QBO Gym. So the QBO Gym is our subscription product where you have over a year's worth of exercises that are scenario based. So all of the free exercises are feature based. So you're just learning a particular feature, you do an exercise, and boom, that's done. Whereas with the QBO Gym, you are actually experiencing life as a bookkeeper. So every month, you are going to work with Craig, who is your fictitious business owner in the sample company. And something happens in Craig's business every month, and you're going to work with him from the moment you sit down and you start processing all of the money that came in, working through the bank feeds, until all the way through all of the things that you're going to do for him, until you are reconciling the accounts and closing the books and being done with it, and running reports and being done. You're going to get to do that every month for in a year. This is year 1, and then we're also building out year 2. So that is the QBO Gym. It is designed to give you the experience of being a bookkeeper without actually being a bookkeeper. It solves the problem of how do I get experience without getting a job? Because that's like the age-old thing, right? Is how do you can't get a job without experience, and you can't get experience without a job. This solves that problem. So it gives you the experience so that you can then confidently go in and work with clients, okay? So the QBO Gym is connected to BooksMatch, which I don't have shown set up today, which tracks all of your statistics and verifies your skills, what you're actually learning, so that outside people can see the work that you've done and know that you are verified, that you can actually do the work. Now, in order to stay active in the gym, you need to be doing exercises at least every 2 weeks. This is something that I'm going to take this off here. I always do this, give a little speech, and then I'm tiny. There we go. This is something we were specifically asked for by recruiters. They said, we had a woman say to us that she wastes so much time reaching out to people who don't have room for clients already, we're already busy or whatever. So she wants to know that you are in there. She wanted once a week. We said that's excessive, that we don't want to force people once a week. We say at least every other week that you are in there working on upskilling, so that when people try and contact you, they know who to ask for, or that, that they know that you're actively looking for work. Let's see. Lindsay just posted, I'll just put this up. If you find the free exercises helpful, which you will, the gym is so much more. It really is like working as a bookkeeper. You will get that much needed experience. Thank you, Lindsay. All right. So that is what we are all here today to do. Now, as when you're a member of the QBO Gym, once you have earned 250 points, so the gym is all, it's gamified, and you get little bells and whistles and points and badges and all that fun stuff. Once you have earned 250 points, then it unlocks the exercise of the week, which is actually a separate course. So for those of you who are in the gym and you are looking for it, you have to go back to your dashboard and load the exercise of the week. It looks like this. So this is how you access the exercise of the week, or Joel is going to post it in the link or in the chat for those of you who are here with us live and don't yet have access to the exercise of the week. All right, so actually this is really great. Suzanne said, in an interview recently, I was asked about my frequency in QBO since I have no paid experience. I said I'm in QBO daily thanks to the QBO Gym. Right on, Suzanne. All right, so let's talk about the exercise of the week this week. Let's go ahead and get started, get our hands dirty, roll up our sleeves, and get cracking. Okay, so Joel will go ahead and post it in the chat, and then those of you who have access to the exercise of the week, what we are doing today is working with estimates. All right, this exercise, now for the first half of this year, so we're about halfway through the first half, we are working through all of the Pro Advisor challenges that are given to us by Intuit. So these are exercises that are inside your QBOA account, and we have right here how to access them. So if you are logged into your QBOA account, I have to tell you that my nose keeps itching. And my mother used to say that if your nose itches, that means you're going to kiss a fool. So I don't know if anyone wants to call Joel a fool, but my mother would, because my nose keeps itching, and I promise he's the only one I'm kissing. All right, so here we are inside a QBOA account. So if you're inside your QBOA account and you go into the Pro Advisor training, and you can go to the training library, and then there is product training. But if I close this, you'll see there's product training, and there is also other training, foundational skills, advising clients, etc., etc. Okay, so this is the product training, and we're going to be in QuickBooks Online. Okay, and then we have these different modules which are set up as tiles, and so we're going to go back to the exercise, and we are going to go. So we just were in Pro Advisor training, the training library, QuickBooks Online. And now we're going to go to the Sales and Customers tile right here, Sales and Customers. Okay. And then we're going to go to Intermediate Skills. So these are divided up into beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And only the intermediate skills are the ones that are on the basic level certification, and the advanced skills are the ones that are on the advanced level certification. So for those of you who are studying for the test, okay? So this particular exercise is in the intermediate group, okay? Intermediate skills, and we're gonna click on number 2, working with estimates and purchase orders. Okay, this one right here. Then to get to the Pro Advisor Challenge, you'll see there's a link right here to the Pro Advisor Challenge. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It is working for me, yay. Sometimes there's like other things that you have to click in order to get to it. Sometimes you have to answer a knowledge check in order to get to it. But anyway, here is, I'm just gonna park this right there. So here is the Intuit's version of the Pro Advisor Challenge. The task to help your client Craig create an estimate, the task is to help your client Craig create an estimate. Here are the details, and what they're asking you to do is create an estimate and invoice the customer. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. They don't give you any instructions, they just tell you the result. And then here they say how they did it with no steps or pictures or anything. So we're going to do it in our version, which is right here. And that's going to require us to first load the sample company. So I'm going to go to the sample company by clicking the gear icon and sample company. Click continue. All righty. And here we are, Craig's Design and Landscaping, our favorite business owner, because we can mess up his books and it'll reset every night and we don't have to worry about it. Okay, so let's see. Now I have, because I have the Chrome extension of Scribe loaded in Google Chrome, Scribe is how we create our exercises, and there's an extension. And because I have the extension, I have this little button that says Guide Me, and it will actually open up the exercise in this little window. I don't know why it like tries to open the sample company at the same time, but we don't want that sample company. We want this one that I already loaded. Okay, so I'm just going to adjust this a little bit so you can see. The other option, if you can't do this side by side, I mean, you could create it side by side yourself, or you could just go back and forth between the tabs. Okay. All right. So sample company. All right. What are we doing? Again, help your client Craig create an estimate. Here are some details. Okay. So the customer is Gita Kalapatapu. And the products needed for the job are 2 fountain pumps, $15 each. And then here's what you need to do: create the estimate and invoice the customer. Okay, so we have loaded the sample company. All right, now let's get started with the exercise. Here again are the details. The customer is Gita Kalapatapu. The products needed for the job are 2 fountain pumps. Okay. So it's going to guide you right exactly what you need to do. We're going to click the new button, plus new. We're going to click estimate, which is in the customers column. Okay, once here, we're going to select the customer. I can either start typing it, or I can just pull it down from the list and find her here. Depends on how many customers you have. If you have lots and lots of customers, you probably just want to type it. But if you don't have that many customers, you can use the, find it. Okay. All right. So the estimate date will default to today. So that's the estimate date. In the expiration date field, choose a future date. So let's say that we want this to expire at the end of the month. And I think that if I hit, we'll see if this works. We're going to hit H. Aha. So that is a little trick. So you could use the calendar. That's what we're doing in the exercise here. But I just hit the letter H, and that puts the last day of the current month. So that's a little trick. H is the last letter of the word month. So that's how that works. Okay, little tip for you today. Somebody... Let's see. I asked this question. Okay, so Karen, let me come back to your question after we're done with this exercise, and we'll talk about that. Okay. So now we have an expiration date, okay, and now we're going to add the all of the information. So on the first line under the products and services, just like before, we can use the drop down, or we can start typing. In this case, where the directions say to do that, I'm going to select fountain pump right there. Okay, in the quantity, we're going to change that to 2. All right, notice that the when I selected the product and service, a description and a rate automatically came across. That's because it's in the products and services list. And we have gone over that before, but there will be lots more exercise. There will be lots more exercises. Okay. So let's see. So now we've done that. We're going to click save and send. Now, usually in our exercises, in our Fast and Easy QBO exercises, we usually just do save and close because you can't actually send from the sample company, but they're actually saying to do save and send, or save and send, so that you can, right here in step 8, so that you can see how it works. And that's fine too. We don't usually do that in our exercises, but you certainly can. You're going to hit save and send. Then you get a pop-up preview of the estimate, okay? And you can see here the email that goes out. This is the email that goes out. And then here is what the estimate looks like. And you can control what this looks like. That was actually the topic of our live stream last week, was all about customizing what the customer sees here, okay? So we're going to, at this point, hit save or send and close. All right, so now we have an estimate. We've said, Gita, we can get this for you, and we're going to get these 2 fountain pumps, and it's going to be $30. And if you want us to do that for you, then we'd be happy to. All you need to do is accept the estimate, and we'll get that sent out. So in this, one of the cool things about QBO is that you can take the estimate and automatically turn it into an invoice, okay? And so that's what we're going to do next. So Geeta has agreed to the estimate, so it needs to be converted to an invoice. So on the left-hand side, now this is the tricky part. We're going to do this the way that the Pro Advisor Challenge does it, but then we're going to take a deeper dive and look more into all of our options here, because it is creating the estimate is the easy part. Finding the estimate after it's created can sometimes be tricky. Okay, so we're just going to follow the instructions now and see how to do it. Okay, so Geeta has agreed to the estimate, so now it's going to be converted to an invoice. So what they're having us do is on the left navigation bar, hover over sales, then click estimates. Okay, so sales and estimates. Okay, look for Geeta's estimate. When found on that line, click Mark Accepted. Okay, so here's Geeta's estimate, and you can see that I have this little option that says Mark Accepted. So this is relatively new. Actually, you didn't used to have to mark it accepted before you converted it to an invoice, but now you do. So you're going to mark it accepted. And actually, before I do that, let me just show you. Okay, so on this little drop down, I can do other things. Okay, update status is one of them. Okay, so I'm going to hit mark accepted, and notice it automatically selected accepted here, but I could, even though I clicked mark accepted, so here I can keep it as pending. I can close it, or I can say that it was declined. Okay, but we're just gonna keep it as accepted. I can say who, and I'm just going to thank you, whoever said bless you. So I'm just gonna say Geeta there. Notice that I can't actually select the customer. Like, this isn't a drop down, this is just a text field. So who was it accepted by? The date, and we're just going to add today's date. Another tip for you, if you just hit the letter T, it will automatically put in today's date. Isn't that interesting how it put the date in that style? I've never seen that before. All right, let me go back to here. I'm curious, in the picture, I can't see in the picture. Oh yeah, in the picture it did put it in backwards too. Okay. All right, so I'm not backwards, it's just, a different style. All right, so we're gonna hit okay. Notice that the status now says accepted, and now instead of mark accepted, it now says convert to invoice right here. Okay, so we're gonna click convert to invoice. Okay, so now it has become an estimate. Now it says linked estimate, or it has become an invoice. It says linked estimate, so I can click that estimate. When I invoice everything on the estimate, that estimate becomes closed. I can't invoice, and I can't convert that anymore. So if I wanted to keep that estimate open, I would want to unlink it from this invoice. And that's why you would want to use remove. In our case, we're not going to do that. Okay, so it says review the information to ensure it is correct. So it is. This is exactly, look, it looks exactly like the estimate that we just created. Okay, And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to hit send and close. I have save and send here, but send and close is what we're going to select. Okay. All right, notice the status change for Gita. Converted means it has been included in an invoice. Okay, so right here, notice it says converted. All right, and we are done with the exercise of the week. Now, so I've got all sorts of things going on with my nose today, guys. First it itched, then I sneezed, now it's running. I guess that means it's spring. I don't usually have allergies, but just for you guys, I guess, just for the live stream. All right. So anyway, so that was the Pro Advisor Challenge. Now, this exercise is very similar to other exercises that we have that I wanted to point out to you. So here we are. Actually, let me go back to the locker room. That was the one I wanted to do first. Okay. In our hands-on exercises. Okay. So here's the link to the hands-on exercises. These are all grouped by where the exercise came from. Okay. So we have exercises that are part of our Getting Started course. And we have exercises that are part of our basic certification course, okay? And that's what the estimate is. Estimates are a thing that you are tested on using, I thought it was 211. Oh yeah, there it is. Exercise estimates and converting to estimates and all of that is a thing that you are tested on the basic level certification. So that's why we have them there. And this is going to be a little bit different. I want you to notice what we have here. We have create the estimate. So we're going to take a look at this and see how it's different. Well, yeah, this one's going to be the same. Like I said, creating the estimate's the easy part. So we have the creating the estimate. Okay, so that's very similar to, and Joel, you can put that in the chat too if anybody wants to grab it. But it's also in the inside the group. And then once you have created the estimate, you can also create a purchase order. Okay, so a purchase order is with your vendor. Your estimates and your invoices are with your customers. Purchase orders are with your vendor. So you can convert the estimate to a purchase order. Say you need a bunch of wood for a lumber for the job that you're doing. You quote it in the estimate. And then you have to go buy that wood from your vendor. Well, you can convert that to a purchase order. A purchase order is a non-posting transaction. It just records that you have an agreement to buy a thing from a vendor. And then you can actually convert the purchase order to an expense once you have actually purchased the thing. So this is through doing the vendor path, and then this is the customer path. So you create the estimate, and then you can convert that estimate to an invoice. So we have that in here. So let's go ahead and create this estimate, doing this other exercise. And I'm going to select maximize so that it's bigger. And then I'm going to select, I don't know why. Oh, here it is, guide me. There we go. Okay. So let's do this other version. And then once we have this other version in the system, then I'm going to show you around the whole process of estimates, okay? All right, so here's our scenario. Gevelber Photography is considering installing an outdoor background All right. You need to, yeah. I promise I'm going to get back to that. I promise I'm going to come back to that, Karen. Okay. Gevelber Photography is considering installing an outdoor background for their photography sessions. They would like an estimate for 10 hours of design work plus one rock fountain, one pump, and installation, which you anticipate will take about 3 hours. How would you set this up? Okay. All right. So we're going to go. We already know how to do it. We're going to hit the plus new button. And estimates. Okay. All right. Note, you can also create an estimate by selecting Create Estimate from the Estimates section of the Sales Center. I'm going to show you that in just a minute. Okay, we're going to complete the information from before. I should probably copy it back. Gevelber Photography. And then it was rock fountain. And then it was pump. Was it just one pump? Oh, I forgot the design. Custom design. 10 hours of custom design. And then we have the installation. And, okay, is my total the same? Yep, okay. All right, so then we're gonna hit save and close, and that's gonna be our estimate. So now I'm gonna show you around. Now that we have an estimate in the system, I'm gonna show you around the thing, but I wanna go back to, there has been some discussion in the chat about the, let me get off of this. Okay, so we're going to go back. I'm going to go back because Karen raised a question in the chat, and I want to address this. There's been some buzz in the chat about this. All right, so Karen asked, can I use the fake QBO accountant account used for payroll certification for the QBO gym? I have a hard time completing the entire gym exercises at one sitting as I work a lot of hours. Okay. So the first answer, and I see some people in the chat have already answered and the answer is no, you can't use it for the gym because it relies on having pre-populated data. So one of the beautiful things about the sample company is that it is pre-populated with all the customers, some invoices that have been paid, some that are still outstanding. It's got all our vendors, it's got all our products and services, like everything is set up already. And so the gym is just us going in and using what's existing there to complete our different scenarios. Okay, so that's what we do in the QBO gym. So you can't do that with payroll because Intuit, we used to have a payroll sample company, and our payroll certification course used that so you could practice, but Intuit took that away from us. And now the only way for you to get a payroll that is to get a payroll to play with is for you to set up your own training account. Okay, so when you set up your training account, that's when you learn payroll, and that's okay because actually with payroll, we're populating it as part of the course. Like as part of the course, you're setting up payroll, you're adding employees, you're running payroll based on those employees, so with payroll certification, that's okay. We don't have the same thing with the gym. Now, let me address your final thing though, which is I have a hard time completing the entire gym exercises at one sitting. Let me tell you about how the gym is supposed to work, okay? So let me go back here, and I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to make this bigger, okay? And I guess the comment isn't still up on the screen. Okay. The gym is designed for you to be able to do one section at a time every month. So this is the February issue. This is the March issue. And there are 4 sections in each issue. The gym is designed so that each section can be done individually, okay? Each section, now that's not always true. Sometimes we have to connect them and we give you warnings about that. Sometimes we say, if you didn't do it in the same sample company, just redo this one thing, like create this one invoice again. Something simple like that. In general, you should be able to do all of the warm-ups in one sitting, all of the cardio, and they're individual. Okay, so each of these is designed to be about 45 minutes to an hour. So it's 45 minutes to an hour to do the warm-ups, 45 minutes to an hour to do the cardio, so that each month you can do the whole thing in 3 to 4 hours. So if you really wanted to just sit down and knock out a whole month, you could, but that's not how it's designed. It's designed to do this. Okay. So I understand that, and I will also add, we are trying to do a better job of giving you a heads up of how many exercises you have to do at once and approximately how long that's going to take. In fact, Caitlin and I were just talking about this morning. I'm going to show this smaller because notice this exercise right here has a little thing that says keep this session open. We do have similar notices like that in the gym, but we could do, like, this one is super clear. I pointed it out to her this morning. I was like, look how clear this is. And so we're working on doing a better job to show you how to anticipate the how long it's going to take you to do the things. Okay. But the final word that I would say on this is the gym is designed to simulate being a bookkeeper for to like actually have a client as a bookkeeper. So if you want to take on more client, like, you should be treating this as if Craig were your client. And you should be setting aside the time to work on Craig as if he were actually your client. Now, of course, your real client is not gonna reset. Okay, it's not gonna reset. You don't have the same time constraints with a real client that you do with with the sample company. But that's just something to keep in mind. Like, Craig is it is designed to be as if Craig were your client. And so you should treat Craig as if he were your client. Okay, now let me go back to the chat and see if that addressed. Okay. So there. Okay. I think I addressed that. Thank you. That answers my question. Okay. I love the certification training, but I need to do the gym, so I had to make sure I understood. Yeah, good. All right, awesome. All right, so let's go back. We only have a few minutes left, and I still have to show you this cool thing that I created for you guys this morning. All right, so I just want to show you about this estimate, because we're just going to do a little tour here now that we have created this estimate. And you guys, this is a free exercise. It's very similar, if not identical, to the February issue, like this whole thing with Gevelber. So you got lots of opportunities to practice estimates and invoices and purchase orders, and so this is a free exercise. It's in the group, and so you guys can go back and do that whole series. If you're in the gym, the February issue is estimates and purchase orders. So you have to do, it's very similar. So you can get a lot of practice doing that. But what I wanted to show you before we leave is I want to go back to our session. So I have created that estimate. And now one of the cool things is that I can now convert it. As we've been talking about, we can convert it to an invoice. We can convert it to a purchase order. And you can even do, in the gym, we talk about progress invoicing. So you can, you learn how to invoice, like not the whole thing, but like maybe get a deposit up front. Okay. So you can convert it. But the challenge I have found is finding that invoice once you've created it. Okay. So I wanted to just spend a few minutes poking around today so that you can, see all of the different ways that you do that. Okay. All right. So the first way is in the estimates right here. Okay. So under sales, you have estimates. Okay. This is what we did in the Pro Advisor Challenge. This is the way that they had you do it. Okay. They went to sales and then estimates. And here's our list of all the estimates. Okay. Here is the one that we did at the Pro Advisor Challenge. Here's the one that I just did as part of the so our free exercises. Okay, so now that's one way. If I go to all sales, okay, so that's the same as going here, sales, all sales. These are always matching these tabs. So when I hover here, this is called the Sales Center, and I'm going to have all of these tabs, and that matches this, okay? So under all sales, I have here what they call a money bar. We've got all these pop-ups here, okay? So I have a money bar here, and basically what this is doing is this is showing me all of my sales transactions. Here is the grouping. Here's like they've automatically grouped them. Here's just the list, but I can automatically filter this list by these things up here. So if I click the light blue one here, it automatically adds a filter to just the estimates. Okay, so that is just the estimates here. So you can see how this filter changed. So now it's selecting estimates for the last 12 months. Okay. I could say, oh, I only want to see, it's saying that there's open ones, but if I want to see only the closed ones, if I only want to see the open ones, this is what it should have shown me. Okay. So I can I can adjust that by selecting the money bar up here. Okay. When I select that, okay, so now I'm going to go, and this is going to then take me to I can't remember what this little side thing is, but now I have an option to edit that estimate if I want to. We're going to edit the estimate in just a second, but I wanted to just show you a couple other things. Okay. So that is this. And then if I wanted to clear this and go back to all transactions, okay, so now I have all my transactions again, okay, and I have these same things. So I could select only the overdue invoices if I wanted to. That's just another filter. Look, it just created a filter saying invoices, okay, that are overdue. Okay, so that's how that money bar works. So I've got my estimates, and then I could also find it by customer. So I could also go to the customers, and notice I have a money bar here also. So if I hit this estimate right here, okay, now it's going to show me the open estimates. And if I click this one open estimate, it's not taking me to the estimate. Remember how last time it took me to the estimate? Now it's taking me to Gevelber Photography. Let me do that again, because that is confusing. That is confusing. Okay, so let me do that again. If I am in all sales and I click estimate, okay, so here's my estimate, and I click it, it's going to give me the option to edit the estimate. See that? Okay. If I'm in customers and I click the narrow it down by estimates and I click this, it's not opening the estimate. It's opening the customer. Okay? See how that works? It took me like a bajillion years to figure out like what the heck. It felt because it feels like when you're clicking the blue bar, when you're clicking it feels like it should like always be the same, but you have to pay attention to where you are when you're doing it. Okay, so now I'm going to go to Gevelber Photography, and it automatically is showing me what's there. I'm going to click, I'm going to close this so you can see a little bit better. Okay, so here is the transaction list for Gevelber Photography. Now, I mentioned earlier that another place to create an estimate, so we created an estimate by going plus new and then estimate. I can create an estimate here from Gevelber Photography by doing new transaction and selecting estimate here. Okay. If I'm in the estimates list, I have a button that says create estimate. Okay, so those are other ways to create estimates. Okay, so now let me go back to the Gevelber one. Okay, so now I'm looking at the list of estimates or list of transactions. Okay, and this is, I could narrow it down here by just estimates if I wanted to. That's all that's in there for Gevelber. Now let's go to edit the estimate. Okay. And then this is the last thing I'm going to show you is this button right here, create estimate, create invoice. Do you remember how in the Pro Advisor Challenge, we converted it directly from that list? Okay. Do you remember? Let me go back and show you real quick. Okay. I'm going to go back to estimates. Okay. And we have a drop down here. Well, we have to mark it accepted. Okay, and then I had the convert to estimate right here. Let me update status. I'm going to go back to pending because I want you to be able to see. Okay, if I actually edit the estimate, okay, inside I have this button. So this is another way for me to create, so I can do it from the list sometimes, or I can do it inside here. Okay, this drop down also has the option to copy to purchase order. I'm going to take myself off of because I got to talk to you. Like, for those of you who are studying for the test, okay, those of you who are studying for the basic level certification test, this is a thing that you have to understand. Convert to invoice is an option from the list. You can do the drop down from those different places that I showed you. You can convert it from a list. You don't have to be actually inside the estimate. For copy to purchase order, the only way to do it is to edit the estimate. The only way to do it is to edit the estimate. Okay? Here I am editing the estimate. This is the only place you are going to see copy to purchase order. Okay? Create invoice, convert to invoice, you're going to see that other places. But copy to purchase order is only inside the estimate. Okay. All right, that's all I wanted to share about that. All right. Now, if you are doing the exercise of the week, we already did that. We did that a while ago before I went on my tangent, because understanding how the interface, how like all of that that stuff works is just so, I just found it so confusing. So I wanted to take a time to do it. But remembering back when we did the initial exercise of the week, those of you who have the exercise of the week, you can check off that you upskilled. It goes ding, ding, you get your points. And remember that you have to do it from inside here in order to get your Booksmatch credit, okay? So you can't just do the link that Joel put in the chat in order to get Booksmatch credit. You have to do it from here to get the Booksmatch credit. Now, the other great thing about the QBO gym is that when you work on the gym, you earn marketing prompts. Let me make this a little bigger so you can see it. Okay, so a marketing prompt. So the reason that we have these marketing prompts, I have said over and over that Fast and Easy QBO is not about teaching you how to build your business. Okay. In fact, you've noticed in the locker room that I will take out comments for people that ask about help building their business. We can't help you we cannot help you build your business. We cannot help you with specific client issues that you're having. That's not the purpose of the locker room. The purpose of the locker room is hands-on practice using our exercises. But I just kept hearing over and over and over that people know that they need to market themselves, but they don't know what to say. Okay, and so we decided to make that a feature of the gym so that once you learn a skill, you also earn the right to be able to talk about the fact that you learned that skill. Okay, so here is this week's marketing prompt. Joel just put it in the chat. You learned about estimates. Here's a sample post. Dear business owner, are you sending estimates in Word? A lot of people are still, guys. Did you know that you can do that right in QuickBooks Online? Okay. Then once it's approved, you can instantly turn that estimate into an invoice. You guys, we just went over that. You just learned how to do that. It's like magic. Contact me today and I'll show you the secret. Okay. So you just learned how to do it. So now you know you can go in and teach other people how to do it. Now, how exactly, where are you going to do these, the marketing prompts? This is our 3-2-1 marketing system. This is the only marketing that we're not a marketing company. We'll never be a marketing company. This is the only marketing we teach. And I have a special presentation that I have created for you. And Joel is, I need you to make sure that people can still see me. So text me, because I won't be able to see you anymore when I do this. So here is what's going to happen. All right. Okay. Hopefully you can see. I don't know what you can see. I can't see myself anymore. I don't know that. Oh, I do have a little monitor there. Oh, that's what that is. You know, ever since I switched to eCam, I've been getting this little message and I never understood what it was. And some of you guys have been around me for a while and I kept saying like, what is this message? Now I know. Now it's showing me exactly what you guys can see. So yay! All right, so we're going to go over our 3-2-1 marketing system, and so that you guys can talk about what you just learned. So here's the 3-2-1 system. 3 times a day, and this is, by the way, this is a minimum. This is a minimum of what you should be doing to market your business. Okay, so 3 times a day, you are going to directly reach out to specific people you can do it a number of ways: email, text, direct message, phone call, whatever. But this is specific individuals that you are reaching out to. This is not just posting on Facebook. This is not putting up a flyer in your apartment lobby. Like this is this is a specific person, okay? So you're going to reach out to 3 individuals and you're going to just say, "Hey, I'm a QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor. Who do you know that I could connect with?" Okay? That's all it is. It's very simple. You're not selling your business. All you're doing is raising your hand, say, "Oh, by the way, I'm a QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor." Basically, they're saying, who do you know that uses QuickBooks Online? Who do you know that's a small business owner that uses QuickBooks Online? That's all you're doing. You're saying, "I am a QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor." And by the way, if you're not a QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor, get that basic cert. Get that basic. We can help you do it the fast and easy way so that you have your basic cert, you have your badge, you have your certificate, so you can say to people with integrity, "I am a QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor." Okay? And I just want to connect with, I just want business owners to know who I am. That's all it is. You're not selling your services. Okay? Then two times per week. So the goal is 3 times per day, you're going to reach out to individuals with the goal of 2 times per week connecting to potential clients. So you're going to talk to a minimum of 15 people, and some of them, hopefully out of those 15, you're going to find 2 people who actually use QuickBooks Online and would, be happy to know you. Again, you're not selling your services. You're just going to connect with them. You're going to get this referral from somebody. You're not selling your services. All you're doing is saying, "Hey, I am a QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor. I would love to stay connected in case you need any help." That's it. You're not selling them. You're just letting them know who you are. Now, once you do that, you're going to connect with them in LinkedIn or your social media platform of choice, wherever your business owner person is. You want to make sure that your byline says that you are a QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor, okay? You want people to always remember that that's what you are, that is what you do, okay? We've talked about this before. You personally know 10 realtors. Why? Because all the realtors tell people, "I'm a realtor, I'm a realtor, I'm a realtor," right? So you have to do the same thing. "I'm a QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor," okay? So you want to make sure your byline says QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor, okay? Then you're going to, every couple of days, just post on your page tips about QuickBooks Online. And that's where you're going to use the marketing prompts, okay? You can use the marketing prompts that come with the gym as is. Some people take the marketing prompts and put them in Canva, make them like a pretty image and put that on their social media. We have one person who puts it in ChatGPT to turn it into an article and then post that. The important thing is that you are constantly reminding people that you are a QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor, okay? The other way you're going to do that is by commenting or liking other people's stuff. Because when you do that, they will see in your byline, "You're a QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor." It's just a matter of reminding people who you are in general, waving your flag so that people know that they can turn to you when they need help. And they're only going to do that if they know, like, and trust you, okay? So they have to know you. You have to be like friendly. You have to be always putting this out. Now, another time we're going to be I'll talk about how, I'll just throw it in right now. Your job should never be to convince somebody that they need a bookkeeper, okay? A business owner is going to know when they need a bookkeeper. They're going to know when they need a bookkeeper. When they're brand new, they're trying to do it themselves. They're like, I don't have time to do it. If their business is growing fast, I don't have time to do this. I don't have to find somebody else to do it. Whatever. They know when it's time for them to get a bookkeeper. And if you have developed a relationship with them so that they know, like, and trust you, then chances are better that they are going to reach out to you versus trying to have their, niece or nephew do it. Okay. All right. So then the goal of all of this activity, again, this is at a very minimum. If this is the least amount that you can do to build your business, is the goal is to once a month do a diagnostic review. Once a month, do a diagnostic review. And to land that, you've developed a relationship. You're just going to reach out to people and say, hey, as you know, I'm a QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor. Would you like me to take a look at your books and see how you're doing? That's it. Say, hey, normally I would charge $200 for this. I'm doing a special right now. Or if you're in the cleanup course and you're just learning how to do a diagnostic review, maybe you could add, hey, I just finished the course on diagnostic reviews, and I'm looking for practice. Okay. So that's how you're going to use the gym to help market your business. Alrighty. So now I can go back and see if anybody has questions, because I couldn't see the chat while I was talking. I couldn't see anything. And still I'm showing. Okay. Let me answer questions. Kurt says, can we search the gym for specific skills? For example, invoices, purchase orders, etc. Yes, let me show you how to do that. Okay, so here I am in the gym. Let me make this smaller so you can see it better. Okay, so choose your workout, is how I got to this page right here. So you can see just briefly how to do, like, what's included in each of the different sections. You can also click here and then it will give you a list of all of the individual scenarios and links to the actual exercises. Okay. Again, you only get credit for them if you do them inside the gym, but if you wanted to revisit the exercises, you could do that here. All right. So in there now, related to Booksmatch. Okay, so those of you who are who are active in the gym and seeing your stats on Booksmatch, you may see currently that you have skills that are unearned yet. That's all going to change. Okay, so that's coming. I know I've been saying for weeks now that it's coming, but they're actively building it now. For a long time, we were just designing it. And actually, let me take this off. So for a long time, we were just in the design phase. Now they're actually building it. So hopefully, knock on wood, or some wood, knock on wood, a week from today, I will be able to show you. Well, you'll see it in your account, but we'll walk through how to do it. And so yeah. So that'll be more applicable once Booksmatch comes out. Okay. Let's see. Somebody says, I'm sending my email to y'all after this. Sorry for being so late. Okay, I don't know what that is. Can you say that again? If we have the basic online cert, we can use say what about, okay, I'm not sure. This is a person who did not give eCam permission. Remember, you have to give eCam permission so that I can see who you are, because otherwise I can't see who you are while I'm broadcasting. So it just says Facebook user. But whoever this is, can you say that again? If we have the basic online cert, we can use, I think maybe say what about being a pro advisor. So when you pass the basic online certification, you get a badge and a certificate. And you can use that anywhere you want. You can tell people, I am a certified QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor. You can put the badge on your website. You can put it on your business card. In Booksmatch, you can upload your certificate so that people know that you have gone through the training and you have a basic knowledge level of QuickBooks Online. So if that's the case, then say that everywhere to everyone. I know somebody who she was just barely starting her bookkeeping business, just barely started, and she had just gotten her basic cert. The next day, she went to a speed networking event, and she was like, I don't know what to say. And so all she said was, when she was in like her turn, she's like, I'm a QuickBooks Online I'm a certified QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor. That's like, she couldn't in good conscience say that she was a bookkeeper, but she said, I know I can say that because that's true. I just got my cert. And that was how she landed her first client. So yeah, just don't be shy about saying you are a QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor. And that doesn't mean you know all the answers. Don't be worried that you don't know all the answers. You know more than the person that's asking you, right? It only takes it only takes a man with one good eye to lead the blind. Something, whatever that phrase is. Okay. Somebody says, I get small businesses that want me to teach them how to do all the things and not have me to do this for them. Well, yeah, so that is a really good point. A business owner who is trying to do it themselves is, number one, not very successful. Okay? If they have time to do their books, that means their business is struggling. Okay? So the people that you're looking for are the people whose business is so successful that they do not have time to do their own books. Okay? Businesses, I'm telling you, you will get to that point. Every small business owner starts by doing their own books. Okay? You are a small business owner and you are doing your own books, right? I am a small business owner and I was doing my books for a very long time. And then, and because I love bookkeeping, I love QuickBooks Online, I get a thrill out of having those green check marks when I reconcile. Like it's so painful for me that I don't get to do it anymore. But but I grew to a point where it no longer made sense that me as the CEO of the business could possibly do my own books. Okay. So those are the people that you're looking for the people who are like, I can't do it anymore. The other thing, and Corey actually mentioned this the other day, is she said, yeah, I'll teach it to them. And then when they can't do it themselves and they mess it up, I'll charge them for the cleanup. So don't worry about that. But you could also you could also charge for teaching people. There's just so many other things that you could do. You could have open office hours. Several people are doing that model where they just pay a monthly retainer to have you available to hop on and help them out when they need to. There's all sorts of choices for that. Okay. Somebody's having trouble getting in. When will cleanup certification be available? That is an excellent question. If you are in the cleanup right now, you know that we are tweaking some things, right? Like as we speak. I had to take a break from it to get on this call. We're tweaking some things, and once those things are tweaked, then we will start working on that. We hope to have a cleanup certification available before the end of the year. So this year, we would for sure like to have that. Let's see. Lindsay says this is back to when we were talking about searching for exercises. You can use the magnifying glass at the top right of your gym dashboard. You just type in keywords and it will pull up exercise. I find that more helpful. So let's take a look at that. So here is, I've actually never used this before. Let's see, what can I type here? Create an invoice. No results. Creating invoices. No results. What do you search for, Lindsay? Invoices. Oh, okay. Sending invoices. Customize invoices. I guess I don't have any that's called that. Click here to practice customizing invoices. Oh, look, and it has timestamps for inside the video. Interesting. So this is searching in Gym Year 1. Huh. Interesting. All right, so that's another way we could do it. So if we could also type estimate. Yeah. Click here to practice, and that takes me where? Not to the actual exercise, but to where the page where the exercise link is. So yeah, all right. Well, thanks, Lindsay. We all learned something new. I've never done that before. Okay, let's see. We didn't get the eCam link. So the eCam link was in the email agenda that I sent. And Joel put it in the post. So, Amy Lynn, somehow, I mean, I've seen you before, so I don't know why it didn't remember. Let's see. Robert says, I thought maybe it was just me. Oh, he's having trouble getting into QBO. Okay. Okay, let's see. All right, what is the difference from saying you are a QBO Pro Advisor and being on QB website? Is that where the word certified comes in? No. The certification is you have to go through and take the certification test that is offered by Intuit. Joel, if you could put the everything document in the chat, that's really your best place to start, because we have a free ebook called Everything You Ever Wanted to Know About QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor Certification. It's a mouthful, but we have that book to answer all of those questions and to talk about what the certification is, how you get it, where you find it, and all that. So hopefully Joel will put that on the chat. When you're talking about being on the QB website, you're probably talking about the Pro Advisor directory. In order to be listed in the QBO, in the Pro Advisor directory, you have to have your basic level certification at least, and then you have to have a total of 500 points in addition to the basic level certification. So points are earned either by getting more certifications. So the advanced and payroll are each worth 200. So all three certifications together equals 500 points. You can land, that will land yourself in the Pro Advisor directory. Or you can just have the basic level, that's 100 points, and then earn additional points by having clients. So that's what that is. But the everything document, that's going to give you all of the information about that. Okay. Not the blind leading the blind. That's how I feel. Don't have the confidence, still going through cleanup. You're gonna get more. I mean, the cleanup is great. Don't get me wrong, but the QBO gym is really where it's at when it comes to confidence building, because you're actually doing it in a real life scenario. So the cleanup will definitely help with that too, but don't forget the gym. Okay, let's see. Great ideas. Perfect. Thank you. Okay, Joel put in the everything document. is there an exercise on how to set up divisions or departments in QBO? Is that even available in QBO? Yes, that is called locations. It's part of the advanced training. So it's part of the advanced certification. But in the gym, we'll show you that is located in... So the feature in QBO is called locations. Oh, come on, why isn't it showing me? And, but you can rename it. You can rename locations as departments or divisions or properties, or like, there's a whole bunch. Let's see. Classes, it's locations and classes. Here it is, the July issue. In the July issue, we talk about that. So yes, thank you. That's a great question, Robert. Okay, Debbie, this is my first time. Okay. Hi, this is my first time to be on this live video. Do I do anything besides see you on Facebook? Where do I go to explore the resources you have? Well, we're just at the end, Debbie. At the beginning of the call, I did go through all about all of the resources and all the links and all of that, and Joel was putting in links to things during the chat, so you have access to all of those. Once this call is done, then when you watch the replay, you can either watch the unedited replay, which includes like me sneezing and blowing my nose and all that. You can watch the unedited replay inside the Facebook group, or in a few days we'll have the edited, prettier version up on YouTube, and we'll go over those again. And of course, I always do them at the beginning of the call, so you'll be able to grab that next week also. Okay, let's see. There are exercises using classes and tags in the gym. I think you were answering Robert's question. Yeah. Tags is different. Locations and classes is one, and then tags is a different thing. So let's see. I thought the time was noon Central Time. So anyway, sorry, it's 11 Eastern, and I try and always do it in an hour, but it's almost always an hour and a half, like it is today, because, well, to be fair, this time we did have technical issues in the beginning. To be fair, it wasn't just me talking this morning. So anyway, but that's it, folks. I am going to wrap it up. I believe that is the end of the questions in the chat. I'm so delighted that you guys could be with me here today, and I will see you Monday for Mindset Monday. And for those of you who don't know about Mindset Monday, we don't have a scheduled time for it. It's just I hop on and do a live at some point on Monday, and we just talk about mindset stuff because I want you to start off your week in the right frame of mind and to be able to knock it out of the park during the week. So anyway, so Mindset Monday, I don't have a set time. I just show up at some point on Monday, and then I will see you again next week for our next walkthrough, our next live stream. Practice makes profit, guys. Have a great time. Have a great weekend, and I can't wait to hear your success story. Bye-bye.